The Boering auction house have always been part of the Boron breed, and it's been a synonym for quality Boron genetics over the last decade. And in the next week or so, this will be the first time that Hurwitz Farming will be presenting Hurwitz Droughtmaster genetics. I'm here to find out why and exactly what it means for the Droughtmaster industry and for Hurwitz Farming. Simeon, how are you?
Perfect, Ines. All good in you, man.
I'm great, but great to be back here again. But back for extra little split of a reason. Droughtmasters, first time you're selling Droughtmasters. I think a big part of the market was wondering when this is going to happen and how it's going to happen. You've picked 10, 11 bulls. How did you come to deciding I'm going to make 11 bulls part of my summer sale?
Tennis, we're very excited about the Droughtys and incorporating the Droughtys onto our summer sale. It's the first time we're doing Summerknackers, hybriding the sale between the two breeds that we've chosen to farm with. Yeah, the animals that we selected, I mean, the herd is not as big as the Boron herd is, but still it's a herd that's growing in numbers. Still focused on the concept of quality over quantity. These are the bulls that have matured. These are the bulls that we've identified to bring onto the sale. These are bulls we looked at a few months ago with Johan van der Nest, who's really the grandfather of the Droughty breed. He said to me, well, why don't you bring these bulls to the national sale? I mean, this is the type of quality we needed there. So I hope that motto actually rings true when people come and see these animals. It's 11 animals on offer on the sale. They're functional animals. I think that I'm very happy with what they look like uniform-wise. They're medium-framed animals. I think they're beef-carrying animals, and certainly no argument against what the Droughtmaster can provide. Anywhere you are in the beef model, from a feedlotting perspective, commercial farming perspective, heifer retention perspective. And there's also genetics for the stud farmer, which I think is sought after. People have been watching us with close eyes and from a distance. What are we doing with our Droughtmaster herd? I think people notice what we buy on auctions as well, and how selective we are and what we're trying to flush and create and reproduce. So really, I think as a start as a concept, what we're trying to do with our Droughtys, hopefully one day we'll have a bigger sale where we have Droughtys only, where it'll be females as well as bulls, or maybe just females, who knows, as future progresses. But for now, it's a nice change to the sale. It's a nice flair to add to the sale. And I think it'll be nice to see some familiar Droughtmaster friends in the room. Hopefully guys attend the sale. I know it's challenging during the week, but hopefully people will come. And it'll be nice to see the two breeds with each other.
Simeon, it just caught my, I just started thinking about, it's not one female on the sale. I'm guessing the herd's not that big, and as I know you don't sell something if you won't breed of it yourself. So I'm guessing the females are still staying behind on the farm, so that you can keep on creating quality for the future. Putting 11 bulls, we picked 5 today that I thought were proper stud, maybe even 6 or 7 proper stud bulls. But is that part of the thinking? Go in softly with bulls that I would use myself, and then give the females once I have the numbers.
Yeah, I think, Tennis, to establish yourself as a stud breeder, I think in any breed, you got to go with bulls. I think, stamping your name onto your animals, those animals then going on to other herds, running around with your prefix, with your name ultimately. That's the art and that's the trademark of any stud breeder, is to be able to breed bulls that people want, and then to see repeat customers coming back, which means that the bulls did well, the guys were happy, the after sale service was good, and you're starting to create and bake that cake. But the females are coming, make no mistake, they're coming. The herd is maturing, so to take out 30-40 females from the herd at today's levels and to not put them on a sale, we could do it, but we'd have to do a lot of embryo flashings in order to replenish that stock. But I don't think the herd is there yet. Certainly not the phenotype that we're trying to produce. In the beginning, when we bought the herd, I think we made a few mistakes, like cutting our teeth in anything. And the herd's maturing into the phenotype, the look, feel, the balance, the easy fleshiness, the hybrid between Australian and South African genetics, the variation, but as well as the consistency, in the genetics. And I think that's, as I say, maturing. Certainly the heifers that we're producing are I think, great. Trying to find bulls to put onto those heifers has actually been our hardest challenge in the last couple of years. But now to see a couple of Outback animals coming through, we took a big risk and chance. We paid a lot of money for old Outback. But he's certainly been, a bull that I think we can use as the cornerstone for our Droughtmaster herd in time to come. I think phenotypically, he's really been a sought after, highly sought after bull amongst interbreed judges that have seen the bull. easy fleshing bull, good bone, medium frame, Australian hybrid genetics, 50-50. And to see his sons now coming through on the sale, who I think maybe are actually an improvement on him, is a credit to what we're trying to do. So if we can do it in the Boran and produce good animals that people want in high demand, hopefully then we can do the same with the Droughties. And as I said, it's an exciting step for us. Risky step, but it's an exciting step.
Let's get down to some one or two individual animals that I picked out, and hopefully you do agree with me. I did form them on my own today, and as I walked through them, we look at 08. He just when you walk into the herd, he just catches your eye. He carries muscle. He's got a lot of flesh on him, and he's structurally just so correct. It's just an amazing animal to look at.
Yeah. Dennis, I think you've hit it on the head. But when I think you walked into that herd and you looked at the animals, I'm sure that you were gobsmacked in terms of the size of the animals being medium-framed animals, and Droughtmasters can get a bit big. But I think the art is trying to bring them down into a medium frame. When you see a consistency like that, the shape, the phenotype, the ear, the indicus factor coming through again, yeah, I think that's really what we're trying to do. So if you highlight a few animals like 2208, and you see how well balanced, put together, how wide he is, how structurally correct he is, he's like faultless. But there's a few of them. And what's also nice is the genetic appeal behind them. So the majority of the animals are Outback sons, but there are two that come out of another Australian Glenlands bull called Pedersen.
Those are the two brothers that I liked.
No, the two brothers are
Outback sons. Okay.
But there's two animals in there that root back to Pedersen from an Australian genetics point of view, of which 08 is one. So 8 is one and 12 is the other one.
Okay.
And the rest are Outback sons. And to see that the shape, size, feel, although they're two different Australian roots, being the foundation Australian sires, yet they look identical in terms of structure and form, then I think it's something appealing. But yeah, those are standout bulls. 12 is an outstanding bull. 8 is a great bull. The two brothers are fantastic bulls. It'll be nice to see them. I think those are potential herd sires. 44 is a good bull with good capacity. There's bulls with length. There's bulls with depth. There's weaner producers. Yeah, I think it's going to be something nice for everybody, as always.
Yeah, and that's what for the Droughtmaster breeder like yourself. That's ideally want to create a variety with keeping your top. And so someone that comes from a Kalahari or from the Northwest or Mpumalanga or Limpopo, they can come here, buy something they like, and really take that forward or take that home and move their herd forward. Question that I do like is I saw the sheaves are very neat, even if one or two might have a bigger sheaf, but they're very neat. And is there something that you're very strict on in your herd?
I'm strict on everything, not only sheep, but I'm strict. I'm ultra strict. I may be too strict. It's the consistency that I'm trying to get to. And if I do see problems at a young age or while through maturity, then I mean, if I don't like it, I don't want to farm with it. I don't want to sell it. I don't want to hide a fault with another fault or with something else. No, we just get rid of those animals as soon as possible and cull them out. With no matter the breed, no matter what we're doing, if an animal's not functionally sound, it can't functionally survive. Not on this farm, and then afterwards it must go and be adaptable all over the show. So when you do look at these animals and you see that the medium frame size of them, ultimately we farm with nature, and we have to farm with the surrounds that nature throws at us and how we adapt with nature. So these animals under high-felt conditions, under the conditions that we raise them under, with the severe redwater ticks that we have also, they've shown themselves to be hardy, adaptable animals. And when they then move on somewhere else, buying animals, sourcing your animals from this part of the world is a tough place to source animals from. So therefore, when they adapt from here somewhere else, they thrive. And that's been the recipe. That's not a Hurwitz farming recipe. That's a dislocation recipe, which is why, one of the biggest bull sales in the year, multi-breed bull sales, is just down the road. And there's a reason for that, because animals from this area really adapt. They thrive. They go all over the show, and they just do the job. Ultimately, buying a bull is a tool used in the creation of something else. It's like a good weapon, or it's a good, product. So that's what the bulls are. They have a job to do, and they must look good. They must be balanced, but ultimately they need to provide and to produce. So that's all we're trying to do, is just to create something that will be in high demand, countrywide, an adaptable product, and that we see people year in, year out wanting more animals from us.
Simeon, I'm going to move away from the auction for a second. You farmed with him for a while now. I know whenever you you do something, you test and you experiment and you make sure that you understand the breed and how it breeds. You've used this on Boeren. You've used it on many other breeds as well. Are you happy with the results you've got? If you take that animal to the feedlot, end of the day, you've got the whole station here, the feedlot, everything. Are you happy with the results you're seeing in the crossbreeding with the Droughtmaster?
Yeah, tennis, 1,000,000 trillion zillion %. Ultimately, very happy. I'm not going to say I'm not happy because we wouldn't be doing it. We wouldn't be doing it if it didn't make sense, regardless that we've decided to back 2 different breeds. No, the crossbreed, the cross animal is unbelievable. We're on the first generation cross using the Boeren as the mother line and the Droughtmaster on top of that as the sire. The weaner calves that go straight into the feedlot, straight from mother into feedlot, they adapt, they grow, they outgrow the rest of the animals that they're there of their same contemporary groups. The females, the retention is, phenomenal, world-class, phenotypical animal. It's a red animal, a little bit finer boned, but at the same time, it's very fertile, very functional. The host cattle, the Boeren and the Droughtmaster, are known for their fertility. So by crossing those 2 fertile breeds together means the retention of the heifers is going to be great. The udder quality is fantastic. Using them again as recipients for breeding programs and embryo programs, ticks a box, breeding our own recipients of which we know the source product is coming from, not a licorice, all sorts type of thing. So it's all aiming into a strategic breeding plan. And by using those 2 breeds, I think they cross and combine brilliantly. We're not the only people that are doing it, but those that are doing it, I think will agree that the results are, phenotypically fantastic. And then, yes, putting them into the feedlot, as we said, the feedlot managers that we have on the farm that have worked the animals and weighed them and gone through them, quietly under their breath, they all tell us, but those crosses are just unbelievable. They just do well. They just blow up. They really are. And they are outperforming the rest. But I think that's the hybrid vigor that we get, and that's the beef characteristics that we get. And at the same time, using the Boeren as the mother line introduces a hell of a lot of benefit into the female side with retention. So we can't argue, we can't complain, and actually we can't better it. And we've done a lot of crossbreeding. We've crossbred with lots of different breeds of cattle. Some have worked nicely, some have struggled, but the Droughtmaster really has been a thriver.
Simeon, thank you very much. Good luck. Can't wait to see you at the auction.
Thank you, Tinus. Thank you.
Well, don't take my word for it. I think come look for yourself. I was impressed. I think you will be too. Until next time. Cheers.